ओके। तो नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका एक बार फिर से अपने हेड ऑफिस के अंदर आए हुए हैं। तो अभी हमें टेक टैक्सी टू, ये क्या यार, नाम भी पता नहीं, अजीब अजीब से होते हैं ये रेलवे स्टेशन में। सीधा रेलवे स्टेशन बोल दो यार, इकोबका स्टेशन, पता नहीं क्या है, कौन सा स्टेशन है ये, देखना पड़ेगा। अभी हम अपने को जाना है इधर। मैप देख लेते हैं, चेक मैप में है या नहीं है। नो आइडिया। तो भाई इसमें तो कोई मैप शो नहीं कर रहा लोकेशन वाइज। तो ये मिलेगी किधर? मेन स्टोरी द टैक्सी टू स्टेशन। तो मुझे आई थिंक टैक्सी करनी पड़ेगी और देखते हैं हम इसमें टैक्सी। ये 1100 यान, माय गॉड। तो फाइनली भाई हमें 1100 पे कर दिए हैं और हम डायरेक्ट भाई डायरेक्ट पहुंच चुके हैं रेलवे स्टेशन।
Yep, just like that. He was standing around searching for a victim. Ihara's the man in the cap and sunglasses.
तो लास्ट भाई हमारा जो विक्टिम था, हमने यहीं गिरफ्तार होते हुए वीडियो में देखा गया था। That's him deciding who to attack. Damn, looking at him now, he is a pretty suspicious.
So, Ihara was lingering at the platform a while, huh?
Yeah, he walked past the ticket gate at 7:43 a.m. This was confirmed by the security tapes, as well as when he swiped his transit card. After that, he wandered the platform an entire hour ogling women.
He spent that long choosing a target?
Yeah.
And the security...
Ikebukuro is pretty famous for their sheer amount of foot traffic. In a station like this, the cameras almost never have a blind spot.
Anyhow, at 9:06 a.m., Ihara finally
तो यहाँ चल रही है इंक्वायरी जिस टाइम उसको पकड़ा गया था 9:06 AM को, सुबह सुबह पकड़ा भाई।
Yeah, Yui Mamiya, an office worker and mother of a 6-year-old boy. The two of them show up on the train's interior cam as well. According to the victim's statement, Ihara began by rubbing her posterior with the back of his hand. But it didn't stop there. After that, he put his hand up her skirt.
Pretty sickening.
I'm assuming he targeted someone shy. The victim stated she was too scared to call for help, meaning she endured this for 6 minutes until the train reached its stop in Shinjuku.
Can you send what you just...
Sure, but even if we did defend him in court, looks like we're getting close to Shinjuku.
The train's pretty light right now, but it was packed during the crime, right?
Oh yeah, the car occupancy at that time of day can easily reach 180%.
And Ihara should have been standing roughly where I am. Suspicious. Suspicious. What the? Suspicious.
तो ओके, इन्वेस्टिगेशन कंप्लीट फाइनली. सिक्योरिटी कैमरा एरिया डन सक्सेसफुली.
Ehara and Mamiya-san both exited the train and got onto the platform here. But right before that, Mamiya-san suddenly grabbed Ehara's wrist and yanked his hand out from under her skirt. That's when she got a good look at her assailant.
So without a doubt, she saw it was him.
Yes, and there were also traces of her garments on his hand during evidence analysis. Anyway, after being grabbed, Ehara wrenched himself free and took off at a sprint. See, here he gets off the train and Mamiya-san. Yeah.
Was there any security?
Sure, as for what I was... Oh, right. I have a diagram of the platform to show you.
So Ehara gets off the train here, and then gets apprehended here. How far apart is that?
Roughly 100 meters. Both he and the victim were weaving their way through the crowd. The whole scene was...
Hey, you think we could get the positions of all these cameras and where they're pointing penciled in?
Good idea. Let's check. That's where he got tapped. I can
What the? Suspicious. What the?
Looks like we checked all the nearby...
Suspicious. What the? Uh-huh. Hey. Uh-huh. Suspicious. Uh-huh. What the? Suspicious.
Looks like we checked all the nearby cameras. Let's move on.
Uh-huh. What the? Uh-huh. What the? Uh-huh. Hey, what the? Uh-huh. suspicious.
Okay, looks like we got all the cameras. Our diagram is now complete. Now we'll...
What the? Hey. What the? Hey.
तो
So this
फाइनली
is the general
इन्वेस्टिगेशन
situation
कंप्लीट
with
हो
Hara
चुकी है
after
हमारी.
this crime.
तो
What do you think, Yagami-san? Anything
what
of
do you
note?
think, Yagami-san? Anything is
Do you
one?
think Ihara...
Oh yeah, Mamiya-san commuted by train. Same goes...
Hmm.
He said that there wasn't a... I agree. It's almost like all the commotion around the harassment might have been planned out. Maybe everything was. Even down to getting captured.
Yeah. You really played everyone by turning harassment into an alibi for murder. No matter how much evidence points to him as a killer, you can deny it with complete immunity.
This is getting crazier by the minute.
At the very least, he had something to do with it. Some connection. But I can't imagine he'll talk. Whatever his plan is, it's pretty clear Ihara is committed.
To what? Getting revenge for his son?
I think so.
Who do you think his accomplices could be? Ihara's a veteran cop. Think maybe he knows how to hire an actual assassin? If so, he could have just...
Sure. But assassins cost an arm and a leg. He wasn't rich before all this, was he?
No. He barely scraped up enough to cover his lawsuit against the school.
Thought so.
Hey, it's Shirosaki.
What's up, Sari-san?
I'm scheduling an interview with Ihara tomorrow at the Tokyo Detention Center. We'll take a taxi from Genda's if that all works for you.
Sounds good. But I need to head back to Ijin.
Something you forgot to do?
Yeah. So I want to...
All right. Then I'll...
Cool.
तो भाई फाइनली हम ये पहली सोल्व करके निकल चुके हैं. मिकोशिबा एरा. या आई थिंक आई सा एवरीथिंग देयर वाज टू सी ईच ऑफ देयर क्राइम सीन्स. तो भाई बढ़ते हैं आगे की तरफ. निकलते हैं टोकुसावा. तो दोस्तों अभी चलते हैं टॉक टू सावा। नेक्स्ट मिशन हमारा है टॉक टू सावा, और हमें बातचीत करनी पड़ेगी। मैं देख लेता हूँ मैप में अगर आता है तो। ओके, तो यानी कि टॉक टू सावा यानी कि हमें स्कूल की बिल्डिंग में जाना पड़ेगा, सिरायो हाई स्कूल। तो यहाँ से हम निकलते हैं। हम्म, क्या मैं ठीक जा रहा हूँ? नो, गुंडे आ चुके हैं, पीछे से अटैक कर रहे थे भाई। ये तो गलत है ना, पीछे से अटैक किया मैंने। मार 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 मार। और ले ले भाई
Stay
पंगे,
down.
और ले लो, और ले लो। कोई और है? अगर कोई और है तो आ जाइए, अभी टाइम वेस्ट मत करो प्लीज़, मुझे काफ़ी काम है और इन्वेस्टिगेशन काफ़ी लंबी खिंच चुकी है। तो अभी निकलते हैं। सॉरी अंकल जी, सॉरी।
北組さん。
तो भाई फाइनली हम पहुंच चुके हैं सावा के पास। सेंसनी सावा।
Got a minute?
No, not for you. I really have nothing more to say.
What if I told you it's looking more and more likely Ihara-san had a hand in Mikoshiba's death?
Well, it doesn't concern me.
Ihara-san believes Mikoshiba tormented Toshiro-kun so badly that he took his own life. But neither the third-party investigation nor the courts were. So what's the truth? What really happened?
Why do you keep asking? I said I don't know!
I'm going to the detention center tomorrow to get some answers out of Ihara-san.
What?
I saw where Mikoshiba was murdered. He endured no shortage of cruelty before he died. They tortured him, you know. They broke all his fingers before they slit his throat.
No.
बात तो सही बोल रहा भाई, कनेक्टेड तो है ये।
And somehow Ehara-san knew Mikoshiba would be killed on the day he... It's like... But maybe...
Huh?
I think he wanted to signal that he'd finally avenged his son.
The body belongs to a guy named Hiro Mikoshiba. 4 years ago, this man took my son from me by driving him to...
If I'm gonna face him tomorrow, I can't go in without some ammunition. So, 4 years ago, did Mikoshiba bully Toshiro-kun or not? That's all I want to know.
My answer won't change. There's no evidence Mikoshiba-kun did anything wrong.
Are you sure about that? Take a look at this.
That's...
Toshiro Ehara, your student. Imagine that he's listening to what you're saying now. In fact, you'll never hear a word from me again. So which is it?
"4 years ago, not long after I'd transferred here to teach English. That's when it started. I was trying my best to get acclimated, and I was finally on a first-name basis with everyone. One day, after school, I was out on the roof taking a break, when Toshiro-kun suddenly ran by. I called out to him to ask what was wrong, but he shushed me and kept running. I saw he had a bloody nose. Moments later, Mikoshiba-kun showed up. He was looking for him. I told him I hadn't seen him. Toshiro-kun's face told me everything I needed to know.
So Mikoshiba was bullying him after all.
Yes. Toshiro-kun told me this later on. Whenever he'd leave school with Mikoshiba-kun and his friends, they'd force him to hand over money. At first, they'd try to pass it off as a joke. They said since he lowered the class average on tests and Mikoshiba-kun, he started offering to... They'd even... And if he couldn't...
Didn't anybody...
The teachers either... Anyway, mind you, do you know what he told... He said not to cause...
Why does that not surprise me?
To be honest, it was hard to paint such an outwardly model... There was also... Someone still should have...
You tried.
The only thing I tried was to keep an eye out for him. But unfortunately, that wasn't good enough. On the first morning of the 3rd trimester...
And that's when you confronted Mikoshiba, right? You asked him point blank...
I did. Mikoshiba-kun pretended to know nothing. He was more careful, shaken even, from then on, in all honesty. When I heard a third-party committee was investigating, I was hoping the truth would come out. Students were asked to fill out an anonymous questionnaire, and many of them wrote down exactly what they saw.
Hold on. How could they have said that with those...
First of all, the committee never interviewed anyone directly. Those questionnaires were the only proof of... And the teacher of those boys was the one who... Each time he came across... Also, he wouldn't...
So then the...
A few student Toshiro-kun's parents... That made it... He made that so... That there was no evidence.
Hell?
In Japan, 300 children less than... But Ehara-san wasn't satisfied with those findings. So he sued Seiryo High, demanding compensation for Toshiro-kun's death. As the trial dragged on, I was eventually called to the witness stand. Of course, before that could happen.
They didn't want you making them look bad, huh?
Of course not. They had no choice, but I guess they were just that desperate. After all, I don't think he'd... So yes, that's why there was never any... It wasn't like the school attorneys, and if I couldn't produce...
So...
What happened?
So...
He transferred...
Maybe, but... In that case, Mikoshiba's bullying of Toshiro, or those questionnaires getting discarded. Have you ever told anyone else?
No. I've been silent. Yagami-san. You know what? Back when I was a student in high school, I witnessed bullying firsthand. There was this kid. My classmates pushed him too far. And one day he just jumped off the roof.
Off the roof?
By some miracle, he survived the fall. And he's been in a coma for the last 13 years. Nobody knows if he'll ever wake up. His name is Mitsuru, and he may never open his eyes to the world again. His mom watches him, but she works full-time. She's a higher-up in the government.
I'm sorry to hear it.
The worst part is that his teacher knew. He even talked to the bullies about it. But all he said was, "Don't overdo it." But afterward, the public eviscerated him. He had to quit his teaching job. And yet, for poor Toshiro-kun, nobody was held responsible at all. And that includes me.
But if anyone was going to take responsibility for that, Mikoshiba should have been first in line. I'm sure Ihara-san must have thought the same thing.
You know what I wanted to be as a kid? I was so innocent, I wanted to be a teacher. And after Mitsuru-kun's tragedy, I felt practically obligated. And still, I just let history repeat itself.
तो भैया अभी चलते हैं हेड ऑफिस और कुछ रेस्ट के लिए। तो ये था हमारा टॉकसावा पहली पजल। तो इसको हम सेव कर देते हैं, जो अभी हमने क्लियर की है। 17 मिनट की वीडियो बनी है।
What a waste. Hmm?
Huh?
Hmm? By the way.
Sure.
I see. Hmm?
Wait.
What? Who's a good boy? This way, huh? You're doing great. Got something? Doing great. Hmm? Excuse me. What? I see. Hmm. Hmm? This way, huh? Got something? Doing great. Got something? This way, huh? Got something? Excuse me.
嘘
Hey, no way. Hey. In other words, no, excuse me. Who's a good boy? Hmm? Seriously?
Yagami-san!
Nope.
It can't be.
Huh?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Does that mean...
What?
Hey.
I'm sorry.
Great. More of them. Really, guys? What is going on? Having a party?
Hey, welcome back. Care for a drink, Yagami-san?
Heads up.
Now make yourself at home. Not that you haven't already.
Who, me? Well, whatever do you mean?
Kuwana's fine. He just swung by to have a chat with you, man. Not that I mind hanging out over beers and shogi.
Kaito's a gentleman and a scholar. I like your style.
What do you want with me?
Check it out, Yagami-san. You're only here to get to the bottom of that Hiro Mikushiba kid's murder, right? That's gotta be the reason the Yokohama Liumang attacked you, isn't it? All I'm saying is that you've gotta cut me in, man.
Thanks, but I've got enough help.
So some hotshot detective strolls into town and tries to leave the local guy out in the cold? No offense, but that's not gonna fly.
You gonna play your turn? Just finish your game and go home already.
When you benefit from someone who knows the scene? You know, I can get you anywhere in a Jincho above or below ground.
Aren't you expensive?
I'll give you a first-time cut.
Yagamishi, guess what? The
About